Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
In our last episode we discussed what's going on down here on Earth in the past with the ant people, who are a very early insectoid human culture on Earth. We talked about the similarities with what is happening with humanity now. So where does all this lead, Judy?
Okay Paula, this brings us to the present day hybrid program to try to intervene and get things back in balance. With the Repterrans still in control down here, as they were back then, and using their divide and conquer agenda to keep human emotions stirred up and continually at war with each other, Earth humans are in a similar state to that which almost destroyed the ant people. Negative and excessive emotion is running riot on Earth, encouraged by the Repterrans, who feed off emotion and gain strength from it.
So the ant people are tied in with the greys, aren't they? And so is this why the greys are the main ones coming here now?
Yes, partly so, along with their scientific ability in working with genetics and planetary ecosystems, former ant people who are now part of the grey collective consciousness. They're assisting with the intervention program which began after World War II.
So why do you think it began after World War II?
It was because of the nuclear weaponry that was used to end the war. The positive aspect was that these bombs did end the war, but the negative aspect was that so many innocent people were killed, and the explosion of the bombs didn't affect Earth. It impacted through the dimensions, so its negative effects were very widespread. As I said before, while a planetary species uses knives and guns in their wars, the ETs cannot intervene, but when the effects are felt beyond the Earth plane, then intervention is called for. As well as this, the Allied forces thought that with the end of Hitler and Nazism, the far-right threat was over, but it wasn't, and in fact it's rising again. But not sure if we need to go down that rabbit hole now.
No, you're right. That's getting too political.
Yeah.
So let's just get back to the intervention program.
Yes, the problem down here is Earth humans have too much emotion, and the ant people almost bred it out of their culture and wanted to regain it. A hybrid program was begun with full permission from the Star Council to bring both cultures back into balance.
So from your dual soul perspective, do you think that Earth humans have too much emotion?
Definitely, especially when it comes to fear and negativity. So many people really do need to have the self-discipline to just stand back instead of overreacting. Too many have hair-trigger emotions that explode at the slightest excuse.
Yeah, so would it be correct to say that working through a dual soul consciousness, as you are, you would have deeper awareness than what we would have?
Well, I'm an Earth human too in this life, so I also have to be mindful of practicing non-attachment. The upstairs teachers do have to remind me every so often. At the same time, having been there, done that through my awareness of a past life as one of the ant people, and having learned valuable lessons in the process, my soul connection with the greys helps me to know only too well where Earth plane humanity is headed.
So the ant people who have now evolved as greys are working with us to bring both cultures back into balance. I can see how they'd be fully aware that it is of benefit to both cultures and therefore are happy to do this.
Oh my goodness, yes. Through falling from the path, the ant people learned many hard lessons. Some of them were captured during the wars with the Repterrans, who crossbred with them and fitted them with implants to control them. Insectoid reptilian hybrids are still being cloned and created on Earth by the Repterrans. These are the programmed life forms, the PLFs, referred to by Dr. Stephen Greer. But now more evolved off-planet insectoid humans, such as the Zeta reticulans and blue-grey Arcturians, are coming here, along with the mantids, who are also a highly evolved insectoid culture, to help both Earth humans and the captured ant people to evolve further.
So I guess these greys, who are members of the ant people's culture on Earth way back then, can see a real mirror image going on with present-day humanity, and they don't want to see a repeat.
Yes, they see the Repterrans now doing to Earth humans exactly what was done to them. They also see Earth humans making exactly the same mistakes that they themselves made, with overpopulation, compromising the environment, believing that war is a solution, and allowing technology to override spirituality.
And these beliefs come directly from the controller's influence. It's not our true nature to think of war as being an answer. Our true higher nature is to come from love.
Yes, this is precisely why the Greys, many of them former ant people of Earth, are here now trying to stop yet another cataclysm happening to our Mother Earth, for which they, as the ant people, were the original caretakers. As caretakers of Earth and environmental scientists, they now realise that they should have known better. Their coming here now is giving them the chance to balance more of their karmic debt to planet Earth.
And so you must feel very happy and privileged to spread your message of love from your higher grey perspective. You have memories of being an ant person, and now you have the chance to continue with your mission.
I sure do. It's almost an obsession with me, and something I planned and prepared for my whole life.
I can really see how people get confused with all of this. There seems to be so many different ones involved, and that's just with the Greys.
Oh, definitely. A factor that complicates matters is that the first ant people lived on an earlier version of Earth, so there are 3 different timeline groups of Greys visiting Earth now. As author and remote viewer Dr. Courtney Brown writes in his books Cosmic Voyage and Cosmic Explorers, in which he describes interaction between himself and his remote viewing team with the Grey Collective. There are 3 grey groups impacting on Earth plane humanity. These are the past, the ant people, present and future Greys, or what Courtney Brown describes as primitive, modern and advanced Greys. The Grey Collective is not confined to 3D time as we know it on Earth. They're able to operate across multi-dimensions of time and space.
Sure.
I'd like to quote a couple of comments made by Dr. Brown in his books that he's picked up very clearly in Remote Viewing the Greys. On page 45 of Cosmic Voyage, in which he first began remote viewing the Grey Collective, he writes, "I felt an intense sense of pain, psychological and emotional, not physical." He then went deeper and, to quote, "I felt a sense of calmness, quietness and stillness. I also sensed an awareness that at the time I could only compare to the mentality of Mr. Spock on Star Trek."
Other people who've had genuine contact with the Greys are also aware of this, some claiming that the Greys feel almost angelic.
Yes, I can totally relate to that. Being in the presence of a grey or mounted elder is just beyond words. I felt that sense of deep unconditional love, compassion and total oneness with them. I'll never forget my teacher Maris once approaching me in the form of a huge orange orb. The love absolutely surrounded me, and at first I couldn't figure out why I was feeling such a depth of love with an orb, not knowing much about them back then. The next moment he shapeshifted into his grey body and took me into his arms. I burst into tears, not from sadness, but rather from sheer joy and relief.
That's so beautiful. So if you want to read more about all of this, Judy's books are available from Amazon and can be accessed through links on her website listed below. Her books are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by The Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my 2 most recent books, both Kindle editions, and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Thanks, Jude. That was really good. And thanks, everyone, for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.